The playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
We do it for fun, we just do it for fun, G.O.A.T. We do it for fun, bad boy.
Nelly, Diddy, Murphy, Lee. This is history, baby.
We do it for fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the GOAT Show. I'm your host, Caleb Short, and it's a trio of us on a webcam this week. We've got ourselves...
Landon Randall.
No, yeah. And good old Landon Randall, or a.k.a. Nick Streeter, and...
What up? It's your boy Bone Jones here, live on the GOAT Show!
Yeah, and we're just a trio of retards talking about sports. We got a good show for you today. It's NFL playoff time, so we're going to give you our...
Playoffs?
Yeah, that's the thing. We're going to give our wild card predictions and get into a little bit of, who's going to win the championship this year. Obviously, it's the Chiefs, but we'll break it down a little more than that.
Right.
From there, we will talk a little bit of hot stove news. Everybody knows the Gerard Dyson news. We'll give our opinions on that. And, yeah. And there'll be plenty of time for Kansas basketball.
Thank God.
With your boy at Wave the Wheat tweets.
Hey, they can't know my identity.
Yeah, he doesn't run that account or anything.
Go follow Wave the Wheat tweets. It's not run by me, but I know the guy. He's a really great dude.
So yeah, that's pretty much the show for you, and welcome to our glorious. We'll call this the Geico Studios, where 15% or more could be saved on car insurance if you spend 15 minutes talking to them. Let's get into it. So
that's free advertisement. That's
yeah.
We could probably go to jail for something like this.
Freaking pay us. All right. So starting out, it's Wild Card Weekend. The first game, Oakland and Houston in lovely NRG Stadium. That's it, right?
Yeah.
See? Yeah, stadium trivia. This is not going to be a pretty game on ESPN and ABC.
ESPN supposedly losing $75 million
What?
on this game. Yeah, you not hear about that?
No, I did not.
Pull that up for you guys.
Yeah, well, you can bring that up here in a second. It's going to be ugly. If anybody watches this game, you're pretty dumb, because the winner of this game, more than likely, is just going to get annihilated by the Patriots. So neither of these teams really are going to have any hope. Connor Cook versus Brock Osweiler. I mean, I'll watch it just for funsies, but no, it's not a game worth watching.
There's nothing really interesting about this game. I think every single other game has some form of interest for the viewer. So I don't know. I see viewership going down big time for this game, because if you were the average NFL fan and you see Brock Osweiler versus Connor Cook, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it, but I mean, it is a playoff game, so we will give our predictions here. I'm looking at it. Brock Osweiler is a terrible starting quarterback, but he's been a starting quarterback. He has experience. I'll take Houston in this game, but it's not going to be pretty, and the game really doesn't matter all that much. So I'll take Houston probably by a touchdown. I'll give them 24-17 Houston.
I'll do the same, and back on the ESPN losing money on this game. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, here on OutsideTheKickCoverage.com.
Yeah, ESPN is paying $100 million to televise the Raiders-Texans game, which, I mean, it's not going to get that many viewings at all. There's not a lot of people going to want to watch this game.
But who knows? Maybe it's close in the fourth quarter. Word gets out, somebody tunes in. So what was your prediction on the game?
I have Houston winning by 3. I think it's going to be 24-20. Yeah, 24-21.
24-21? Low scoring all around, I feel like, is how it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to follow Ian on the exact score. I was thinking 24-21 Houston. I was going back and forth between Chiefs and Broncos last week, and we saw what losing Derek Carr means to the Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty evident that they're just out of sync. They're not going to be the same team whatsoever. Defensively, they were not great.
Yeah, I think the Raiders will be able to run the ball a little bit though.
Right. Latavius Murray should have a decent game.
Latavius Murray, he'll get him a couple scores. And there's no way Brock Osweiler's not going to turn the ball over. So the Raiders I think they'll be able to get a few points up, but it won't.
But regardless, it's like a 16 seed going up to play Kansas. They're going to get annihilated by the Patriots. There'll be Patriots Chiefs in the AFC Championship. Am I right, boys?
Yeah, I suppose. We'll get into that here in a second. The second game up on a Saturday will be Detroit and Seattle. This is a game with some intrigue. I've been high on Detroit all season. My fantasy football roster would have reflected that. Matt Stafford, Theo Riddick, and little Marvin Jones Jr. It was an up and down season for the most part. But I've been high on the Lions all year.
Seattle's streaky.
Yeah, Seattle's pretty streaky right now. I don't know how they've ended up with a 3 seed. They really weren't. They didn't look like a 3 seed most of the year, but hey. Things happen, man. It's the NFL. So, I mean, I don't know how you could really go against Seattle here, but I think it's going to be a lot closer game than some people might think.
Is this at Seattle? Or?
Yeah, it's in Seattle.
It's at Seattle. So
I'm definitely going to take Seattle on this one.
I'll take Seattle 12th man. I'd say by at least 3 again.
Well, yeah, it's the NFL. It's going to be a close game, but I really think I'm going to pick Seattle, but I think you can draw up a lot of scenarios for me where the Lions are able to win this game. The Seattle secondary is banged up. Matt Stafford, he can hurl the ball. You know, they get a little rhythm on offense. I can see the Lions winning it, but in the end, I'd say I don't know, 27-24 Seahawks. Maybe I'll go 30-27 Seahawks.
Yeah.
There's going to be some points put up. But by both teams, yeah, 30-27 Seahawks will be my prediction, but I'm pulling for the Lions. Lions all the way, man.
Yeah, the 12th man's going to be real. It's going to be a high-scoring game. Matt Stafford's a stud. I've always been high on Matt Stafford, and ever since he got drafted out of Georgia, I always thought he'd be a really, really good NFL quarterback. But I'm going to go Seattle 28, Detroit 27.
I'll go Seattle 30, Detroit 21.
Seattle. All right, so dude, Bill Belichick all the way. And then we go into Sunday, another game that a lot of these wild card games, it's really not teams that are on the same playing field a lot of the time. Pittsburgh and Miami.
Oh my.
Yeah. Okay. Matt Moore versus, in my mind, a top 10 all-time NFL quarterback with a top 5 all-time NFL wide receiver and a potential Hall of Fame running back.
Back up against a team who's amazing on offense with a arguably first ballot Hall of Famer right now in Ben Roethlisberger. Mm-hmm. I think that kind of tells the story.
Yeah. I mean, the Dolphins, I don't think they're really all. I'm not high on Ryan Tannehill, and Matt Moore. He's not garbage. He's been in the league a while. He knows what he's doing, and I mean there's a path for the Dolphins to win this game. It's not like there's absolutely no hope for him.
Right, Jay Ajayi's good. Matt Moore isn't horrible.
Yeah,
I'll take him over Brock Osweiler.
Oh yeah.
And selfishly, I'm gonna be rooting for the Dolphins.
Obviously,
because we saw what happened.
All Chiefs fans.
We saw what happened in
Week
4. Obviously, the Chiefs are a different team than they were in Week 4. But I'm not gonna face Ben Roethlisberger in the playoffs if I can.
Right.
So I think we're all in agreement. The only thing left up to chance is the score. I'll pin this one 35-17 Steelers.
38-13 Steelers.
I'll go 29-10 Steelers.
All right, so looks like it's Steelers all around. That bodes well for the Chiefs.
Steel Nation.
The final matchup, the most intriguing matchup, the reason it's the late game on Sunday, it's the New York Football Giants and the Green Bay Packers. And I don't know how, for me personally, I don't know how I could go against good old Aaron Rodgers right now. He's been on a roll, and I think the Packers have this. What about?
Like you said, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. So I've never had faith in the Giants this year. I saw them beat the Cowboys twice, obviously, which is huge. But I'm not going to rule against Aaron Rodgers anytime. He's proven me wrong time and time again. Jordy Nelson's a stud. So I'm gonna go with the Packers on this one. What do you got, Bones?
I've got Packers. Like they've said, I'm not going to go against Aaron Rodgers. Eli Manning is a very streaky quarterback, in my opinion.
Right. I mean, he has a good playoff record.
Yeah, and I mean, if he wasn't going up against Aaron Rodgers, I mean, Eli in the playoffs is different than Eli in the regular season.
Right.
But I got Packers winning this game. Probably, I'd say 31-27.
I got a little bit of high scoring. I don't think it'll be as high scoring as a lot of people think. And honestly, I see this game being Giants lead early, last drive of the game. Aaron Rodgers breaks some people's hearts, lobs him a little touchdown to Jordy to end it. And we'll go Richard Rodgers. He lobs him on to Richard Rodgers, back corner of the end zone. I'll go something like 17-14 Pack.
Yeah, I was saying I don't think it'll be that high scoring of the game as Ian predicted.
Yeah, it's two high scoring offenses
right.
going up against each other, but I don't know.
I see Eli Manning the last drive of the game to win the game. It's a third and 11. He's dropping back. He's scrambling. He throws one deep to Sterling Shepard. He drops it, and then it's a maybe pass interference, maybe not. Giants fans will go crazy. Packers will go on to the Super Bowl and lose to the Chiefs.
No, wow. We aren't even to that. No spoilers. He was kidding about that.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. He's going to give a better prediction later. And so that's the wild card weekend. So remarkably, we are all in agreement.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that comes from being really bad at hosting radio shows.
That's true. Yeah.
We're all supposed to argue with each other and invent things like that to argue about.
I might have Bones may have a Fesco take here in a little bit. Just stay tuned.
Well,
keep watching.
Yeah.
Well, I've already got my disagreements ready to go.
Here we go.
It's time to talk about the implications all these games have on the Kansas City Chiefs. That team that we all kind of like to root for around here.
Are we going to start with the...
Let's just... we can talk about those matchups when we're giving our Super Bowl predictions here.
Right.
But I'm going to take the Steelers in the game at Kansas City. I watched the Chiefs play against the Steelers and just absolutely blitzkrieg them. And the thing is, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're not good against the run, and they're not good against the pass. And the Steelers are insanely good at both of those. They're a big play offense. The Chiefs succeed against a team that's going to run 15 plays and going to slip up once in that. The Steelers are going to run 3 plays and score. I don't see how you can really go against the Steelers here. I mean, granted they're playing at Arrowhead, and that Arrowhead advantage, everybody talks about. These are professional football players. They've been in loud stadiums before. Arrowhead will be loud as hell, but no.
Listen, here's what I have to say about that. Well, a Heinz Field and Arrowhead advantage, it's real. They played the Chiefs on a Sunday night game at Heinz Field. The Chiefs got their ass kicked. Sorry for the language. If you're listening, I'm sorry. But the Chiefs were a different team. Tyreek Hill wasn't established as this all-pro return specialist / running back / wide receiver. They were different. They had 2 big turnovers in the first half. It was a very weird game to watch. At that point, I thought the Chiefs' season was just going to tank.
I watched all 4 quarters. I'm dedicated.
I did too. But I really think the Chiefs are going to come out on top. I think it's going to be more of a low-scoring game than you think. I don't think you give the Chiefs defense enough credit.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of the bend but don't break defense. As one of the few good points the legendary Ron the Show Hughley has ever made. This is the only point I've ever heard him make. He took 30 minutes to make it. I'm serious. He took 30 minutes of my time to make this point. But he was talking about the Chiefs' bend but don't break defense. And that's kind of like telling a girl she's got a great personality. Yeah, you're complimenting it technically, but it really is saying that there's weaknesses there. The Chiefs bend and are going to break at some point. You can't, no matter how good they are at making turnovers, and they are insane at creating turnovers. I've watched it the entire season. In the playoffs, Ben Roethlisberger is going to buckle down, and he is going to make the throws. And if it's not that, Tom Brady is going to make the throws. And if it's not that, Dak Prescott is going to make the throw. the Chiefs are not going to be able to get through playing what will be 3 of the best teams in the NFL back-to-back-to-back weeks on freaking pixie dust creating turnovers. It doesn't work like that.
Bones, what do you think?
Talking about this Arrowhead advantage, I think the Arrowhead advantage has a big thing to do with it. I get it, it's a Sunday afternoon game, but the parking lots are open at 6:30 in the morning. Fans are going to be drunk. They're going to be yelling. They're going to be the Chiefs haven't had a home playoff game since what? The
93, I think.
90 in the 2000.
No,
they
2003.
played Peyton Manning.
No, they had.
in
Didn't
03.
they have that one against Baltimore?
Oh, 2010.
Yeah,
2010.
Baltimore. We
Yeah,
gotta ask
yeah,
about
see?
Baltimore.
I'm all over it, boys.
But I feel like the hype around the Chiefs right now in Kansas City, fans are going to show up early. There's going to be a lot of alcohol in about 90% of the stadium's fan systems right there by kickoff. The atmosphere is going to be crazy. The noise is going to have a huge factor on the game. And I feel like the Chiefs, they feed off that energy.
Especially on defense. We talk about bend, don't break defense. The Chiefs' defense is not going to
Special teams especially, too.
fail to show up against. They're going to rise up
Yeah.
to the challenge. I agree. Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, they are great. They have a great offense, but
I'm just looking at the camera.
hey, I don't know. I'm just gonna bet on the Chiefs. Hopefully they don't prove me wrong and let
Make
Ben
me
Roethlisberger
cry.
get 330 yards. But
And Le'Veon Bell gets 250 on the
Yeah.
ground.
I mean,
right,
if we're gonna give scores here in just a minute, but like we did with the last Chiefs game, give me some right now. You're giving reasons how the Chiefs can. What do the Chiefs need to do? For the Chiefs to win this game, Tyreek Hill has to have a special teams touchdown because, if I was gonna put odds on the game, the Chiefs probably win this game 33% of the times. A third of the times they win this game, and a third of the time, Tyreek Hill makes a huge special teams touchdown. So I think if this happens to be a moment where Tyreek Hill is able to get a big special teams touchdown, that's a way the Chiefs can come out of here with a win.
I think there's one thing we're forgetting here.
What?
Have you forgotten what Andy Reid does on a bye?
He works really hard to create cool plays for Dontari Poe.
He wins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He has
Andy Reid
one
wins
of the best
after a bye.
records of all time on the bye after a bye. So.
Well, another problem with the Chiefs, we haven't even talked about Alex Smith, obviously.
We haven't talked about Justin Houston either,
If Justin Houston is healthy,
which is extra week is huge.
the Chiefs' chances go up.
Right.
If Alex Smith doesn't plays a flawless no turnover game, the Chiefs'
they have a
chances
really
go
good
up.
chance, yeah.
If the Chiefs create 2 turnovers, the Chiefs' chances go up. If Tyreek Hill has a touchdown, the Chiefs' chances go up. The problem is that's a lot of ifs that I feel like with this one, if you look at this objectively, the Steelers are the better football team, and we're just trying to throw out reasons why they might possibly lose. And I don't know. I feel like the smart money here, the Chiefs are probably actually going to be. I don't know. It feels a lot to me. I remember in 2010, and when they were playing the Ravens at home.
Matt Castle was the starting quarterback. Let's not go to 2010.
No, it's okay.
It's not.
No, I remember.
it's not.
It doesn't feel. This does not feel like a win to me at all. I don't know. Have I not bought into the Chiefs enough? But it doesn't feel like a win to me at all. It feels like the Steelers are going to come in here. It's going to be 2 touchdowns for Le'Veon Bell, a catch for Antonio Brown. It feels like to me a 35-17 Steelers win.
I really think the Chiefs can't turn the ball over once.
And the Chiefs have to play a flawless game, and they're capable of that. The Chiefs very well could win this game, but I haven't seen the Chiefs put together very many complete games this year.
We have probably 2 complete games.
Yeah,
maybe?
like last week against the Chargers. That was a pretty complete game to me.
And the week before against Denver, I think.
So 3.
Yeah,
It was
and so
at
the-
Oakland, Denver, and San Diego.
Yeah, the Chiefs are coming in. The Chiefs are coming in pretty strong right now. Honestly, they look good right now. But I don't know. I can't side with a team that has that many factors that have to go in their way for them to win the game. I think the Chiefs have a darn good chance to win it, but if it was any other team, honestly, I think the Chiefs. If the Chiefs at home against the Patriots,
Yeah, they match up better.
I would prefer that to
They
Chiefs at
definitely
home
match up better.
against the Steelers. The Steelers are just a team. The Steelers don't fear the Chiefs. Nobody fears the Chiefs in the NFL. The Chiefs don't have a reputation that you look at and you go, darn, they're gonna beat us. And why? Because we don't have a quarterback. And
Well, there's one factor you're missing in that argument:
what?
the Tyreek Hill effect.
I don't know.
Teams are going to, especially the Steelers, they will adjust to Tyreek Hill.
I mean, Tyreek Hill. You can take Tyreek Hill out of the game by punting the ball out of bounds.
That's not the only way he's effective.
It's not. I don't feel like Tyreek Hill is really that tough to figure out. A team like the Steelers, a coach like Mike Tomlin.
Good coach.
They have Ryan Shazier. Look at me dropping linebackers for the Steelers. I mean, you just gotta. Anytime he's on the field, just be ready for him. You know, have some. Keep outside contain. I played middle school football. I know what outside contain is.
James Spencer, head coach.
Yeah, I don't
Goat.
know. I don't know. It's gonna be a good game, honestly. I see. It's either gonna be a close one. If it's a close one, I think the Chiefs can pull it out.
Yeah, I'm really
But
excited.
If the Steelers get the ball first, they march straight down the field and score. I don't like the Chiefs in this game.
Let's get some scores.
Let's get some scores. All right, so I'm going to take the scenario where the Steelers come out hot and they come out fast and they come out sexy, and I'm going to go 31-20 Steelers.
I'm going to go Chiefs home Arrowhead advantage takes care of everything. It's a 24-17 victory for the Chiefs.
All right.
I think the Chiefs are going to come out red hot, score 14 points. It's going to be 14-7 at halftime. But the final score will be 24-20 Chiefs.
24-20 Chiefs. And one more thing, I don't even know if I've ever brought this up on the GOAT show, but the Chiefs lately in all their games, they start out and they score touchdowns on like their first two drives and then slow down.
Right.
And
they look great.
Yeah, and
They did
and
not
that's-
do that against Denver. I didn't think they did.
They came out in their first two drives. They looked sexy, and I think they had that wasn't that weird like tip pass that was towards the start of the game, and that was like the only aberration. And if the Chiefs are able to come out hot again, that's the scenario where they win this, where they're able to keep it close and hang on at the end. But I'm more in. I think the scenario where the Steelers come out hot happens, and the Chiefs are never able to recover because the Chiefs' offense is not designed to play from behind. So that's pretty much that. One more NFL topic for your viewing pleasure. Super Bowl predictions for you, great Chiefs freaking nation fellas. Who do the Chiefs play in the Super Bowl?
I didn't say the Chiefs are going
Oh,
to
okay,
go with
okay.
the Super Bowl.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and start mine. In the NFC, I gave you the Packers in the wild card game. And then the Packers, following that game, are going to go play the Cowboys. I am not high on the Cowboys for the same reason I'm not high on the Chiefs, because you need strong quarterback play, and I don't think Dak Prescott. He's overhyped. Come on, let's be real. I saw a list today that listed him as Dak Prescott as the fourth best quarterback in the NFL playoffs.
No.
The overhype of Dak Prescott just infuriates me.
Yeah,
People have this fixation with Cowboys players, and it drives me insane.
Yep.
I hate the Cowboys. Sorry, go ahead.
Nobody would have ever heard of Miles Austin if he played for like the freaking Jets or something.
What are you gonna say?
I was a Miles Austin fan.
I remember he broke out against the Chiefs and everybody got excited. I don't know what year that was, like 2012 or something. But
11.
I will take the Packers returning to the Super Bowl to face none other than the Pittsburgh Steelers. I am taking Steelers and Packers in the Super Bowl.
And your winner is
The Green Bay Packers. They are peaking at the right time. I think they can go 4 straight and win them a Super Bowl. It's probably not the best pick you can make, but it's the one that I feel like is going to happen. I'm high on the Steelers, obviously. I just spent 20 minutes defending myself on that. Well, not 20 minutes. We're only 25 minutes in right now. We talked a little bit wild card weekend before that. But yeah, I'm high on the Steelers. I'm high on the Packers. I feel it's going to be a great Super Bowl. Lots of offense. We don't need to give scores for the Super Bowl, I don't think. But yeah, I will take the Green Bay Packers.
Ian Jones.
Coming out of the NFC, I have. I don't know. The NFC is a real toss-up. I mean, anybody can come out of the NFC, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you're a true Cowboys fan, right?
No, I'm not. I'm high on them, but I'm not. I'm not high on the Cowboys just because of the lack of playoff experience that Dak. I mean, I don't really trust two rookies leading a team to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think his rookiness is going to show.
Yeah,
at least at some point in the playoffs.
Yeah, and he used the stance that he's an SEC quarterback. He's dealt with tough environments. I'm sorry, I'm not. The SEC is a great football conference besides this year, obviously.
Well, he's not going to have to deal with tough environments in the playoffs. He's going to have to deal with the best teams in the NFL. I mean, he's going to play the Packers in my scenario. He very well could play the Giants, though.
Yeah.
He lost to the Giants twice.
Yeah.
Seattle's a team that he could run into. That's not a team that
you don't want to face Seattle in the playoffs.
Seattle's going to be able to stop him. He could face those Atlanta Falcons that everyone's sleeping on.
I feel like Atlanta can sneak up on some teams and possibly make a run.
I mean, their defense is so weak. Their linebacker core is okay, but
defense wins championships.
Right,
and
defense does win championships.
Yeah.
It holds through there. So,
but defense. If we're basing off defense, I'm not really sure. I haven't really paid much attention to the NFC, but I might go with Dallas.
Dallas is that your champ?
Dallas is not my champion. They will be facing, I feel, the New England Patriots.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the Patriots. It's like picking Alabama in college.
Right.
Yeah. I just feel like it's New England. Brady's been on fire all season. But
he's pissed.
Yeah, he's pissed at Roger Goodell, and this would be just the big old middle finger to Roger Goodell. And I feel like that's what Brady's wanting to go out and do, is say, screw you, Roger Goodell, look what I did.
All right, well, out of the NFC, I'm going to use Caleb Short's pick. I'm going to go with the Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to go on a huge run, and they're going to surprise. It's not that big of a surprise. It's not an extremely hot take to pick the Packers.
Yeah, remember, he told us he was going to win out, and he didn't really specify when that was going to end.
Right. He didn't.
Tim Tebow.
I'm going to go with the Patriots out of the AFC, and I'm going to go with Tom Brady, arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, is going to win his final championship. And like Ian said,
championship.
Final championship.
I
think he has a couple more years in him of being a good quarterback, but
well,
I think this will
do
be
you
his
feel like
final
he's going to
title.
do it Brett Favre?
See, Peyton Manning, I feel like would still be out there playing if he didn't have the neck injury. He was a guy that could have stood up. Brady's another guy that he hasn't had that devastating. He had the knee injury, but people come back from knee injuries all the time. He hasn't had a terrible thing that's just going to throw him down a cliff and catch up to him. I think Brady can win 2 more. Honestly, he's got time left in him.
I mean, I think this will be one of the least talented Patriots team we've seen that's has a good chance to win the championship.
Yeah, I mean,
like 1 through 52, the Chiefs have a better roster than the Patriots.
Yeah,
I think I can argue that.
Yeah,
except at the QB position, but we don't need to get into that because that's obvious.
Yeah, well, the thing is, whoever they play in the NFC, if they're able to make it through, I mean, their AFC path, they have 1 quarterback to play against. If they can beat Ben Roethlisberger, they win the championship, in my opinion.
Right.
Because their competition on the NFC side, the 1 and 2 seed, they're playing a team with no defense that they can light up, and a team led by a rookie quarterback. There's a lot of every good team on the NFC side of the bracket has glaring weaknesses, and except the Packers. That's why I went with them. Anyway, I think that's about all the NFL talk. Unless you guys got any more great points. So we'll go ahead and take a quick break, gather our thoughts here. That was almost 30 minutes of talk.
Wow.
I'm glad. Yeah, it's been 30 minutes if you listen to the whole intro. So we'll stay tuned, folks, for some solid commercials narrated by me, and we'll bring it back in here on 102.1 The GOAT.
102.
just trying to get it how I live. I want them dead presidents. I want to pull up, head spin, get it, get fly. I got 6 jobs. I don't get tired.
And we're back here on the GOAT Show featuring Ian Jones drinking a lot of water. Yeah. Freaking
Chug champ.
Drinking down that water. Anyway, for the remainder of the show, we are going to wrap up the wonderful career of G.O.A.T. Dyson in Kansas City.
Rest in peace.
He was a great guy. And actually, one second. Boys. You will now be heard better.
Was I not?
Yeah, I had it on the wrong setting. We could hear you though. We'll hear you better now.
Okay.
So let's redo that intro. No, let's not redo the intro. Ian,
this is live radio.
Yeah, let's not redo the intro. Anyway.
I can't chug my water again.
Yeah, anyway. G.O.A.T. Dyson. He had 1 year left on his deal. We traded for a young pitcher with 4 years left on his deal. A pitcher who was 2 years ago, had a 3-something ERA. The trade makes sense. It's a good trade. I mean, G.O.A.T. Dyson, incredibly valuable player. He brings something that very few players have in his speed. He was a great team player. He went out there. He did what was asked of him. He was willing to be a backup for this long. It's a great opportunity for G.O.A.T. Dyson. He's going to get to go be a starter in Seattle. It's something the Royals needed to do. They need starting pitching. They've never had starting pitching be a strong point that I can ever like during this run. The starting pitching is always questionable, so the more starters you can bring in, the better.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trade that makes sense, but it's not one that I'm exactly happy that happened.
No, it made total sense from a GM standpoint, obviously, for the team. I'm not gonna miss him as a player, really, because I know it was what we needed, it's what we had to do, and I like seeing Dayton Moore make this move. But
as a personality,
right? He was one of the central members of that 2014 World Series team and the 2015 champion team. His swagger, his charisma, just everything about him was likable. He put his Twitter handle is Mr. Zoombaya. He put Zoom on his side of his head. There was just so many things to like about him.
Which my boy DeJuan Bonds at Purple Label Barbershop did.
There's free advertisement again.
God dang it.
I'm going to miss Gerard, and I wish him the best of luck. And it's going to be nice for him to actually be a starter at a decent organization, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, they haven't been to the playoffs in a while, but
they're going to be in. They're competitive,
right?
Yeah, it's an opportunity that I'm sure he wishes he could have had in Kansas City, though. For me, every one of these core players that leaves, that is going to leave and that have left already, it's just we're just losing an era. Like I don't think I don't think the Royals are making the playoffs in this next year. I don't think the Royals are going to be. I think they'll be competitive enough that they don't sell off the farm at the trade deadline, but it's the end of what was an amazing run. And with every one of these players that leaves, it's just going to be there's another chunk ripped away, and so you got to try and keep as many of them as you can, but you can't keep them all. And G.O.A.T. Dyson, honestly, had they not traded for Jorge Soler, I was excited to see Dyson. Like I think he was going to really take the next step. He's going to take the next step at some point in his career. He's a great story, 50th round draft pick. Nobody believed in him except Art Stewart, and I feel like he's gonna make some moves over there in Seattle. There's
a place for him on every roster.
Yeah, he's gonna have a pretty good year. It's a contract year for him. He'll probably go out there, bat 260. I mean, steal 20 bases or something. He's gonna get paid, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I always like seeing G.O.A.T. Dyson make plays. I mean, every Royals fan does, but that climbing the wall catch in Miami really just impressed.
That was
amazing.
Or that throw when he was in left field. I don't remember in 2015. It was the one. It was the basket catch that he winged it back into. It got the guy at first. I think that was in 2015. He's a guy that made plays. He's going to be missed. Fan favorite.
Right.
I hate to see him go. Anyway, as with Nate Karns, our glorious new pitcher. I don't know anything about him. In fact,
pull some stats up on him from
Baseball Reference.
Yeah, baseball. Thanks to BaseballReference.com. 2015, he was with the Tampa Bay Rays. He was 7-5 with a 3.67 ERA. Pitched 147 innings that season. I mean, decent numbers, I guess you could say, for a pitcher. But last year, win-loss was good, 6-2, but the ERA was at a 5.15. And I mean, maybe he can get back to a 2015 form where he's throwing 3.6 whenever his ERA is 3.67. But that ERA has got to drop for the Royals to have any potential of competing.
The Royals need a decent fourth in the rotation pitcher.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah, to me, he sounds like a number 4 pitcher with upside.
Right.
But he only went 6-2 last year, like you said. So there had to have been like an injury or something.
Yeah, he only pitched 94 in the third inning.
Yeah, so I feel like this is the kind of guy that you always see Dayton Moore hit on. So let's keep freaking putting money on the roulette table. And
yeah, I'm not in the business of doubting Dayton Moore.
Yeah, so we needed starting pitching. We got some more starting pitching. Anytime the Royals make a move that brings in a pitcher, I don't care how bad it is. I was happy when they signed Chris Young. I was happy that a couple years ago when we brought in Chris Medlin. Like, the more arms you have, the more likely you are to hit on them. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, all that sort of cliche-ness. And so you got to, with pitchers, you just got to have 12 of them and hope that 4 of them are good.
Well, it's not like the Royals are losing their entire speed. They still have Terrence Gore.
Yeah, the Royals are still going to be an aggressive team on the base pass. All that. So, yeah, goodbye Gerard Dyson. That's.
We'll miss you, man.
That's pretty much the end of that.
You my boy.
KU basketball.
Well, it's about time.
Yeah,
Let's go.
The other professional sports franchise in the area.
Mm-hmm. Other than Sporting KC.
Yes, no other club.
Walk Chalk Jayhawk got 90
to 88
to 88 in Allen Fieldhouse. A game that I figured would be close, and well, it definitely lived up to any closeness you could have. I mean, KU's going to get favorable calls in Allen Fieldhouse. That's a given. It was an exciting game to watch as a fan, but a disappointing game to watch as a Jayhawk fan.
Yeah, I'd have to agree on that. It's just the thing I was frustrated about is KU is immensely more talented than K-State. I really wish the game wouldn't have ended that way. I would way rather KU win by 5 in overtime. I don't see K-State winning without Johnson in the game. Mm-hmm. But like you said, as a Jayhawk fan, it was disappointing to see us be that close in 2 games in a row against TCU than against K-State because we're obviously a lot better. But they just have to defend. KU can beat 99% of college basketball teams on any given night just because their offense is built that way. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking big picture here. I'm looking tournament. I'm looking Elite 8 playing a team like Villanova or something.
Yeah.
We need Frank Mason, Devontae Graham to make stops. And if that means subbing them out to get less minutes, or maybe on saying Landon Lucas get Mitch Lightfoot, and Dwight Colby some more minutes just to get him breaks so he wouldn't foul as much. I don't know. It's something that has to change, and we'll see.
Yeah, if you go to a national broadcaster or something and ask them to start naming offensive talent for players at K-State, they're not going to tell you anyone. They don't know anyone. K-State is not a powerful offense out there. They shouldn't be putting up 88 points in Allen
they're a
Fieldhouse.
good offense, but they're not 80-plus offense.
Yeah, the thing is, there's no such thing as an offense that should go into Allen Fieldhouse and be able to put up 88 points.
Right. Unless you're Kentucky.
Unless you're a top 5 team.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing. You got to D up. You got to play. This team, it's not like anything that Bill Self's ever had, and so you've got to wonder how. It's new territory for him as a coach. I mean, I assume maybe at Tulsa he had a team that was this small, but
right.
that's 20 years ago at this point. That's one thing that I personally think could be an issue here. Is just we all know Bill Self is a great recruiter and he's a great X's and O coach. He's a obvious Hall of Fame type coach, but how is he with this type of? Can he adjust to the roster he has been given? This is not a situation he normally finds himself in with this lack of big talent. I mean, Mitch Lightfoot is getting minutes. Mitch Lightfoot should not get minutes. He is not good at basketball. But
I mean, like you said, we haven't really seen anything where Kansas is playing a 4-out 1-in, and they're not immensely bigger than a lot of teams in the Big 12. But we have to play the hand we're dealt. Azubuike's gone. So, like I was saying about Colby and Mitch Lightfoot.
You scream, I scream, you scream, we all scream.
Mitch Lightfoot.
that could have went a lot better, but it's live radio.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, Landon Lucas is getting in big foul trouble. Mm-hmm. That's obvious. We've seen it game in and game out. I don't think we have a choice here. We need to get Mitch Lightfoot in the game more, so Landon Lucas will be in less foul trouble. And we saw it again. DJ Johnson was going to the hole at will against a really good defender in Landon Lucas. So something has to change where he's not in the game as often, or I don't know, KU zones up. It's crazy to say with a Big 12 team like Kansas zoning up, but
zone.
What zone exactly with Bill Self?
Yeah,
except for Baylor.
I could definitely see KU running some zone. The other thing about whenever watching KU's offense right now, it looks like it's a men's league team at the Rec. Like,
it really does.
It's 4 out 1 in. They pass the ball around a little bit and then they launch a 3. And I'm really not a big fan of
live and die by the 3.
The KU offense I know and love, as we have live radio happening in the background, real quick. The KU offense I know and love is, 2 6'11" guys. One catches at the top of the key.
Ball screens, great movement.
Backing people down in the post, and that's not happening right now.
No.
I mean, you can't really fault them. They put up 90 in the last game, but it's just not something I'm accustomed to seeing. So the offense isn't the problem, though, like you were saying.
Yeah, offense is fine.
It's like I said earlier before we were on the air, I'm a fan of the way that the game is called right now. Teams can't afford the game shouldn't be decided by the referees. I think we should go to a 6-foul rule. The college basketball right now has been really proactive in adjusting the rules because they know the product was really down a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And they've been really proactive in getting the rules changed at this point. Why not go to 6 fouls? It doesn't hurt the game at all. It just lets the game happen and be more aggressive. If you want to call fouls, call fouls. But I don't like watching referees determine how the game ends. If the couple of I'm either a fan of calling the game less tight, letting players decide the outcome of the game, or just giving them more fouls. If you're going to call everything, increase the foul count.
Do it a full 40 minutes.
Yeah, while we're at it, we can go to quarters too. There's all sorts of other rules.
Yeah, that's a whole other argument.
While we're at it, we don't need to have 7 different three-point lines. Why don't we just go to the international line for college basketball? That seems to make sense,
Yeah.
On the topic of the refs, I think that was what was most frustrating about the game. Excuse me. For the entire 35 minutes, we saw whistle after whistle after whistle on weak fouls, and then in the final 5 seconds, the refs swallow their whistles and controversy explodes and KU wins. Mm-hmm. It's just frustrating because it was a great game, great rivalry. It's not really nice to see K-State being competitive against KU in basketball. It's frustrating. I actually told my mom I was watching the game with her. I said, Frank Mason's going to get the ball here. He's going to drive to the hole, and he's going to get hacked, and no foul's going to be called.
Ding. Yep, I remember seeing that.
I mean, it's just that's what refs do. Refs don't like to have the pressure on them. You can relate. Refs would rather not call something with 16,300 fans than make a call that drives them all crazy. Caleb's now getting his referee shirt.
Leave the refs alone. Refs are people too.
Hashtag refs lives matter.
Yeah, ref lives matter. Get that trending on Twitter.
Bones, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I got to watch the final 2 minutes of the game thanks to the wonderful Walmart distribution center that I work at.
During break time?
Yes, during break time. And all the K-State fans threw a big fit about the walk. And, I mean, I don't blame them. That was an obvious walk. But in that time, in that situation, the ref 90% of the time is going to swallow his whistle.
We're going to see that at Mizzou Stadium, Bramlage, Cameron.
Well, no one's going to see it at Mizzou.
True. No. all 400 people will see it at
Yeah.
Mizzou, but that's how it is. College basketball refs are human. It happens
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
I wish it didn't,
Exactly.
but that's kind of the hand we're dealt here.
Yeah, let's talk more about these rule changes because I really
Okay.
do enjoy that.
Okay.
The college basketball, you've seen them implement the charge circle. There's a lot. Basketball's evolving. If you go back and watch a game from like 2011, it's the exact same like talent level on the floor, but the game at that point they weren't calling every ticky-tack foul on the outside. The three-point line was in a little bit, and the shot clock was 35 seconds, so games ended with like 40 points scored. I'm a fan of the shot clock moving down. I think 30 is a good number for it. Like
30's fine. I
seems
don't have a
right.
problem with 30.
35 seemed a bit long for me. The three-point line, though. I think at this point, all of these kids have had enough time to watch Golden State play a couple times, and the Chuck offense is only going to get more popular from here. The three-point line should be at the international line. That just makes sense.
Yeah,
to me.
I don't see what the big issue would be. What's the argument against it?
I don't know, man. Old people like not changing the rules.
Freaking conservatives, I swear.
Yeah, goddamn. Trump 2K12 or whatever.
712.
I need some more water.
Need some more water. This has been a pretty weekend.
Here,
in the
can
show.
you give me some more water? The
Yeah.
other stuff is in the...
Let's keep talking.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Here, guys.
Can we want to talk about the great and almighty Mizzou Tiger basketball program?
You betcha, Mizzou basketball.
What is there to talk about? Let's wait till... Really?
Yeah, this
you
is...
really... Wow.
See, we're going to do this live at some point, people. If you're watching at this point, you're pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But,
Thank you.
You're
You're not crazy. You're great. Keep
Yeah.
watching. Thank
You
you.
the goats.
Yeah. Dude, we haven't done that. I haven't done that intro since the first show where I said, and we are the goats. I should bring that back. But, yeah. We're going to do this live at some point, and let's just talk about our show a little bit. That's a great
I thought we
topic.
were
I thought we were talking
Screw
Mizzou.
Missouri basketball.
I'm ready to talk about
no,
Mizzou
no.
athletics over here.
Yeah, all right, let's do over, under...
Oh, that was a great topic.
Yes, all right. So here's our take right now. Will KU have more conference losses than Mizzou does conference wins? Gentlemen, let's go.
Well, I think Kansas, if you go back through history, and this KU team does not look particularly strong, they're any stronger than previous teams we've had. KU normally ends up with 3 conference losses, kind of as an average or so.
3 or 4.
And so I think KU is going to have 3 conference losses. Do you really think Missouri's going to have 3 conference wins?
I don't even have them
playing-
getting one.
Playing in the dominant SEC conference,
So good.
the whole 2 tournament teams coming out of that.
3 sometimes.
They lost to LSU, and
They had a decent lead against LSU from what I heard.
At home in front
the
of
thing
500
is-
fans.
the thing is they'll win a game. I think Missouri will
Yeah.
win. They'll win 2 games. There you go. There's my call.
Yeah.
I think they're going to win 2 games, and I think KU is going to lose 3. So there's my number.
Well, I'd say Mizzou wins 2 to 3 games, and I'd have KU losing about probably 4. I can see them losing on the road 4 times, especially since they're a team that lives and dies by jump shots, and their defense is obviously weak. And Missouri's. I've seen flashes where they look like a decent basketball team. Small
Xavier.
flashes, like Xavier.
Yeah.
At Arizona against Arizona at one point.
They were down by 4.
Yeah.
And then
So,
decided to
yeah.
go.
Especially in the SEC, a weak basketball conference, I think they're going to pull out 2 or 3 wins.
If I was going to break down the losses I think KU will have, at Hilton, in Morgantown,
Bramlage.
at K-State, and out of those 3 games,
Stillwater. That's my picks.
if you're going to throw that in there, I would say
The
out
wild
of those 4 games, I think they lose 2 of them. Plus one really bad one where, I don't know, at Texas Tech they lose.
Yeah.
They lose at home to Iowa State in some weird game. Remember back in the day when they used to lose to Nebraska every week or every year?
Yes, I do. I remember that.
I something like that happens. Maybe at home against West Virginia.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see like a gimmicky loss at home against an Oklahoma State or an Iowa State where they're just draining threes.
And the other team I was trying to think of when you said Oklahoma State was Baylor. At Baylor, I think, is a game that they could lose.
Right.
Yeah. Ish Wainwright.
Raytown. Shout out to Ish Wainwright and all my homies at Raytown.
Yeah.
Hey, no, those are mine.
Follow Wade.
Ish Wainwright is the GOAT.
Ish, let me talk directly to you. Follow at Wave the Wheat Tweets.
No. It's at capital WTW_Hawks.
Okay.
They wouldn't take Wave the Wheat Tweets.
Okay.
It was already taken.
Also,
it was already
follow
taken.
the _ Ian Jones.
Don't follow anyone else, so I don't need followers. I have too many. I'm actually trying to donate them to charity right now. Any other great topics?
We can talk.
Talk Goat Show.
Yeah, let's talk about
Goat Show. I feel all right. We were gonna do this one live, but it's 11 o'clock at night, so nobody would have probably watched, and I couldn't figure out the software in time because we have time constraints around here. I got shit to do in my life. But yeah, the Goat Show. I feel like this is pretty good. I don't know how we'll be able to do it once it'll probably just go back to me and Ian once you're down in Pitt.
Yeah,
unless you hop on a computer.
Yeah, I can call in or something.
Yeah, dude, I can set that up.
I have Skype.
From the Goody Ticket. No, not Goody Tickets. What is it? Country Mart call-in show.
The Country Mart call-in show. I was trying to.
From the Country Mart hotline. From the Apple Market hotline.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Sunfresh hotline.
Actually, I think they're. I don't think Country Mart's the sponsor of it. I don't think Country Mart and Sunfresh are the sponsors of that anymore.
What?
They were talking about that on the drive the other day.
Oh, dude, how did I miss it?
I don't know, man. You're missing out on a lot. They were talking.
Sorry,
hashtag talk sponsors. That's pretty much how that went.
I'm gonna miss you in the show, man.
Dude, it's a great thing.
It is.
It's great.
It's been great.
I have Guitar Hero microphones laying around if you need to call in with one. I can get on the computer and Skype it or something.
Okay, yeah.
We can set that.
We can do that.
And we can get Keaton on a little bit.
I don't.
Why would we have him talk
We
sports?
can talk movies.
I mean, we can talk. They don't always talk sports on 610.
Yeah, they don't always like.
I'm sorry, I listen to music when I drive.
They talk a lot of things. Like we can talk porn stars. We can talk
politics. Let's talk politics right now.
Yeah, dude. Let's talk a little politics for a bit.
Oh Jesus.
Hashtag protest the inauguration.
Okay. Okay.
Hashtag
did you see
pass weed around
Did you see
at
the
the
video
inauguration?
of the kid like dabbing with Paul Ryan? What was he was the son of that guy who just got elected to Congress from Kansas.
What's his name?
Is
it Moran?
No, the guy from Kansas City. If I have my phone on me. Here we go. Whose kid was it that dabbed with Paul Ryan? That died?
Dabbed.
Paul Ryan stops kid from dabbing. TheBlaze.com, boys. We are
God.
I'm on Fox News. It's Roger Marshall.
Roger Marshall, the guy. Yeah, he from Kansas City. He just got elected. I think.
I'm just now seeing this.
Oh, you haven't seen? Yeah, they're doing this like cool like handshake thing, and the kid's just in the background, just. I'm so cool. My friends will all love this. That's the great political news of the day. Yeah. Oh, here's one we can talk about. Chris Brown versus Soulja Boy.
Oh my God.
Oh
Chris Brown, what a tool, man.
And here's what I'm gonna put up. Chris Brown wins because he hit Rihanna pretty hard.
I mean, Chris Brown has the experience. I don't know about Soulja Boy.
But Soulja Boy is getting training from Floyd Mayweather.
It was Soulja Boy that was getting training? I thought it was.
I thought it was Chris.
No, it's Soulja Boy getting training.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Might have to fact check that. That might have been.
Fact checks.
Fox News might have told you that. That's fake news.
Training with Floyd Mayweather. Training with Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather training Soulja Boy to beat down Chris Brown.
All right, unless Soulja Boy does this for like 6 months before this fight, in which there's no way he can. I mean, I guess he doesn't do shit other than talk shit to Chris Brown anymore. So I guess he's got plenty of time on his hands.
He's not cranking that Soulja Boy anymore.
I'm not paying to watch that on pay-per-view. Just go
I
ahead.
will go to a bar and watch it.
Let me tell you that right now, whoever gets to sponsor this fight, I'm not paying money to watch this.
No, we can see it on Twitter.
This is going to be...
Yeah, it's going to be on Facebook Live, actually.
No, it's going to be the worst fighting you've ever seen. It's going to be like a couple of sixth graders that just go out there. They hit each other a couple times. They're like, wait, that hurts. Let's not do this anymore.
You guys know those fights on YouTube, like high schoolers, where they're
World
just,
Star?
where they're just World Star, where they're just swinging like this,
Yeah.
Or like Quinn
arms
Warfight.
flailing, no actual skills involved. That's what I feel like it's gonna be
You
like.
know, I feel like if I was gonna watch boxing, the most exciting would be to watch like mid-level boxing. If you watch Floyd Mayweather fight, he just defends everything. He doesn't.
Right.
Like, he
He's
just
never.
stays.
I haven't really seen him on the attack a lot.
I don't know if I've ever seen him get like ripped in the face. Like it doesn't happen. It does.
Not a lot
boxing
that I've
doesn't.
seen.
Boxing doesn't happen like it does in the Rocky movies, where one person just starts wailing on the other, and then the other person comes back and they wail on them.
Don't
And
talk
for the-
crap on Rocky.
For the most
Rocky is a
part,
god.
for the most part, they just play defense the whole time. In mid-level fighting, maybe you get somebody just beating the crap out of another one because they're not the same. Problem is, this is like
Street fight.
the junior college of boxing.
the Butler County.
Yeah, and
Muko,
so
Juco.
it's going to be that maybe one of them throws a few punches and ends it quickly, but more than likely
It's his last chance.
they both get hit a couple times. They realize, you know what, this isn't worth it. Both of us are very rich. Chris
But
Brown.
the problem
Well,
is
let's
that
just say
Soldier Boy
rich.
brought in Chris Brown's kid into it, so
Uh-oh.
that's motivation for Chris Brown to just destroy.
My boy Chris is pissed.
All right, first of all, I'll give you 10-1 odds against this fight ever happening. Do you take the odds?
I'll definitely take the
All right,
odds.
you wanna bet me?
I really don't see
Yeah.
this happening.
Yeah, okay. You don't want to
It's
bet
just
against
all
me?
publicity
Wait,
stunt
wait,
for Soldier Boy to become relevant
Let's
again.
talk about this bet.
Okay, I'll give you 10-1. You can take your money times 10 if the fight happens. How much do you want to put down?
I'll put down
$1 million.
$3 whole dollars.
You turned it 3 into 27. Like that. That
You
feels
just
like
said 10.
no, like times 10. 3 times 10 is 27. No, it's not. It's 30.
It's 30.
I'm not very good at math, folks. I took it times 9.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert,
Hey,
class!
ignore that. This guy's special. He feels really uncomfortable about his retardation, so he makes fun of it.
Wow, thanks. Wow, no. Says the one whose stepbrother got a .9 GPA.
What's that have to do with me?
I don't know. Call me a retard.
He's not even like completely related to you.
Yeah, he's not even blood. I'm sorry, my stepbrother Colin got kicked out of Baker University. I'm sorry.
Wait,
Trash.
Okay, he didn't get kicked out. They kicked him out of the dorm because a part of his dorm contract had to do with his GPA. So I assume it was like probably 2. So you can stay in the dorms. That's what it mostly is.
Yeah.
And .9 is very far away from 2. So
How did Colin fail that many?
3 Fs, 2 Cs. Booyah. Study, folks.
Junior college, folks. It's not hard.
Yeah. Unless you have a crappy car and want to leave.
Well, I think that's enough random talk. This is almost an hour show, guys. I'll put like 5 minutes worth of commercials and we'll get it to an hour.
Oh, sweet. We're like real live radio announcers,
Yeah, dude.
radio hosts.
The thing is, with radio, we would have prepared a lot more, and we would only have to do 15-minute segments,
Yeah.
so things wouldn't drag out as much. But anyway, if you watched this to this point,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Drop a like
You guys are the
on
real
the video and follow at
Follow at capital WTW_Hawks and
Yeah.
at Ian Bones Jones.
No, it's _Ian Jones.
_Ian
on
Jones.
Twitter
sorry.
and Instagram, and add me on the Snap Bones_Jones 97.
Give feedback on the video and its terrible webcam quality.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone who finished this entire video to the whole 1 minute or 1 hour and 5 minutes, or whatever it's going to be, comment when done, and I will give you a prize. Give me your email in that comment, and I will give you a prize.
Yeah. Comment NHL 2018 is the best game for Wii U. or
Then
something.
put your email, and I'll reimburse you for
Yeah.
committing to us and sticking
Yeah,
with us.
we pay $10 an hour, so we'll send you like $10 in the mail.
All right. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, you're the best.
So.
Peace out, homies.
See ya.
And that was a disgraceful performance, in my opinion. In my opinion, that sucked.